Incremental analysis or relevant costing. So for me, class, our topic for today is incremental analysis or relevant costing. So for me, ito na yung pinaka-challenging topic in management accounting. Pero kayang-kaya yan as long as you listen very carefully. Okay? Are you ready? Sige. Sir, ano ba ibig sabihin ng incremental analysis? Well, basically, it is another tool used by management for decision making. So pag sinabi mong incremental analysis, it is a method of choosing the best option among alternatives. Okay? So meron tayong different alternatives and then pipiliin natin kung ano yung best option or best decision. Ang tawag natin doon is incremental analysis. Okay? So here are the types of incremental analysis. Number one is make or buy. So ano ibig sabihin ng make or buy? Pag sinabi mong make, we manufacture our own product. Pag sinabi mo naman buy, we buy from outside suppliers. So pipili tayo kung ano yung best options sa atin. Do we make or do we buy? Okay? Number two, accept or reject special order. Number three, retain or replace equipment. Retain or eliminate unprofitable segment or product. Sell immediately or process further. And last one is which products to produce given scarce resources. So isa-isahin natin yan. Kaya siya tinawag na alternatives kasi meron tayong choices. Do we make or do we buy? Do we accept or reject? Retain or replace? Retain or eliminate? Sell or process further? And which products to produce? Pipili natin kung ano yung best option for us. Okay? Sir, paano natin malaman kung ano yung best option or best decision? Well, we decide based on relevant costs. Okay? Ito yung pinaka-important concept. So listen very carefully. Kaya tinawag na relevant costing. Okay? So, relevant costs. The cost is relevant if meron siyang two characteristics. Number one, the cost must be future. So, ibig sabihin, i-incur pa lang natin yung cost. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, class, pag past yung cost or na-incur na natin, irrelevant yun. Okay? Hindi mo i-consider yun sa decision making natin. So, ang ibang tawag sa past cost is sunk cost. Alright? Number two, for the cost to be relevant, it must be incremental. Or, ang ibang tawag sa incremental, differential. So, class, pag nabasa nyo incremental and differential, magkamukha lang ibig sabihin nun, ha? Okay, sir, ano ba ibig sabihin ng incremental or differential? So, the cost must differ among alternatives. Okay, so let's have an example. For example, class, yung make. Okay, pag nag-manufacture tayo, let's say, gagastos tayo ng 50,000 pesos. Pag naman buy, let's say, gagastos tayo ng 70,000. So, may difference ka na 20,000. Ang tawag doon, incremental cost. Yung relevant yung 20,000. Pero what if yung cost natin to make is 50,000, yung cost natin to buy is also 50,000? Well, irrelevant yun kasi wala kang incremental. Okay? Hindi yung different. Alright? So again, para maging relevant yung costs, it must be future and incremental or differential. Alright? Sir, ano ba examples ng relevant costs? Okay, so listen carefully. Ito yung general rule natin, class, ha? Tandaan mo to. Ito yung guiding principle natin. All variable costs are relevant. Alright? Ano example ng variable costs? Direct materials, direct labor, variable overhead, variable selling, and administrative expenses. Ulitin ko, all variable costs are relevant. So, i-consider natin yung sa decision making natin. Okay? Now, as a rule, fixed costs are not relevant. Bakit, sir? Kasi, alam natin, class, na whether mag-produce tayo ng units or hindi, mag-i-incur pa rin tayo ng fixed costs regardless. Alright? So, that's why ang rule natin, fixed costs are irrelevant. Okay? Unless, relevant yung fixed costs only if the fixed costs are avoidable. Alright? So, ulitin ko, ang rule natin, fixed costs are irrelevant. Alright? Unless, avoidable yung fixed cost. So, pag avoidable, magiging relevant na yung fixed cost. Got it? Pero dapat explicit sa problem na avoidable siya. Otherwise, unavoidable yun. Okay? So, ano ba ibig sabihin ng avoidable? Let's have an illustration. For example, class, nagpo-produce tayo, nagmamanufacture tayo ng 3 products. Products A, B, and C. Alright? Ngayon, meron tayong factory. Nagre-rent tayo ng factory. Ang binabayad natin is 100,000 per month. Ayan. And then, dyan natin minamanufacture sa A, B, and C. So, for example, class, nag-decide tayo na, sige, i-discontinue na natin si C. Huwag na natin i-offer yan. Huwag na natin i-produce yan. Ngayon, ang babayaran mong rent is still 100,000. Okay? Ang tawag natin doon, unavoidable. Hindi uma-avoid. Gets? Okay. Pero what if, nung nawala si C, nag-decide tayo, sige, mag-rent na lang tayo ng mas maliit na warehouse o na factory. Ang babayad natin dyan is 70,000. Alright? So, yung difference sa 30,000, ang tawag natin doon, class, is avoidable fixed cost. Okay? Yung 30,000 yung magiging relevant sa analysis natin. Alright? Sige. So, yan. Basically, yun yung overview natin ng incremental analysis or relevant costing. Siyempre, i-detail pa natin yan. So, ulitin ko lang, ha? Okay. So, again, pag sabi mo incremental analysis, pipili lang tayo ng best option among alternatives. Ito yung 6 na yan, yun usually lumalabas sa board exam. Alright? So, paano natin malaman kung ano yung best option? Consider natin lahat ng relevant costs. For the cost to be relevant, it must be future, it must be incremental or differential. All variable costs are relevant. As a rule, fixed costs are not relevant only if avoidable. Okay, so ulitin ko, ang mga relevant costs natin, variable cost and avoidable fixed costs. Alright? Sige. Now, let's go to our handouts. Doon muna tayo sa classification para lang makita natin, mas ma-understand pa natin kung ano ibig sabihin ng relevant cost. Classification, nasa middle portion ng handouts natin yan, after ng theory questions. So meron tayong 9 items for classification. So sagutan muna natin yan and then we'll go to problem solving after. Okay, so let's read. The following costs relate to a variety of decision settings. Number 1, allocated corporate overhead. Ang magandang example ng allocated corporate overhead is advertising. Okay? Nakalagay dyan, closing a money-losing department. Now, yung advertising na yun or corporate overhead, ina-allocate sa different departments. Alright? So for example, 1 million, i-allocate sa different departments yan. Now, kahit anong mangyari, kahit mag-close ka pa ng department, 1 million pa rin yung gagastusin mo. Okay? That's why, hindi siya incremental or hindi siya differential. Okay? So for number 1, basta allocated overhead, tandaan mo class, irrelevant yan. Kasi, i-incur mo pa rin siya regardless of your decision. Okay? Next. Cost of an old car. Actually, this one is irrelevant. Bakit sir? Kasi old, di ba? So ibig sabihin, na-incur mo na in the past. Sabi ko kanina, para maging relevant siya, dapat future cost, i-incur mo pa lang. And na-incur mo na, sunk cost na yan. Okay? Sunk costs are irrelevant. Next, direct materials. Relevant. Bakit sir? Kasi all variable costs are relevant. Number 4, salary of marketing manager. Nakalagay dyan, project discontinuance, manager to be transferred elsewhere in the firm. Pag diniscontinue mo yung project, ita-transfer siya, pero sasweldohan mo pa rin siya. Ibig sabihin, hindi siya incremental, hindi siya differential. This one is irrelevant. Number 5, home theater installation, purchase of a new home. Bibili ng new home. Future cost yan. Okay? This one is relevant. Number 6, unavoidable fixed overhead. Ang magandang example nito, depreciation. Okay, yung kaninang example ko, 100,000. Okay, pag unavoidable, hindi mo ma-avoid or hindi mo maiiwasan, it is irrelevant. Okay? Relevant lang siya if avoidable. So this one, unavoidable nakalagay, irrelevant. Number 7, research expenditures incurred last year. Past cost na yan. Dapat future para maging relevant. So this one is irrelevant. Number 8, 4 million advertising program. Whether to promote product A or B with a 4 million program. So, ang decision natin, sino ba ipopromote natin? Si product A or si product B? Pero regardless, kahit sino i-promote sa kanila, 4 million ang gagastusin natin. Therefore, hindi siya incremental, hindi siya differential. This one is irrelevant. And last one, manufactured cost of existing inventory. Well, inventory na siya. Ibig sabihin na nag-incur na tayo ng cost. Past cost na yun, hindi siya future. That's why this one is irrelevant. Alright? So, ulitin ko, yung mga relevant costs lang, yun lang yung important sa atin. Yun lang i-consider natin in our decision making. Okay? So, ayan. That's for your classification. Balikan natin yung true or false mamaya. Dumiretso muna tayo sa problem solving. Okay? Sige, let's go to problem number 1. Nakita nyo ba yung Venus Company? Ayan. Problem number 1 and 2, make or buy yan. Ha? So, make or buy. So, tingnan natin. Venus Company needs 10,000 units of a certain part to be used in its production cycle. So, class, erase ko na ito ha, para may space tayo. Okay, so, sabi dyan, the following information is available concerning the unit product cost. So, pag nag-manufacture tayo, pag nag-make tayo, ito yung incur natin. Direct material 6, direct labor 24, variable manufacturing overhead 12, fixed manufacturing overhead 15. Okay, total of 57 pag nag-make. Okay? Hesito Company has offered to supply Venus's entire annual requirements of the part for 53. Yung 53, yun yung buy. Pag bumili tayo from outside supplier, 53. If it buys the part from Hesito, instead of making it will have no other use for the facilities and 60% of the fixed overhead would continue. Yung 60%, ang tawag natin dyan, unavoidable. Yung 40%, avoidable. Kasi yung 60 lang yung magko-continue. Ma-avoid natin yung 40. Okay? In deciding whether to make or buy the part, the relevant cost to make the part internally are. Okay, so ganito yung class. Number 1, dalawa yung choices natin. We make or we buy. Okay? So, doon muna tayo sa make. Sabi ko, ang i-consider mo lang sa decision making are relevant costs. Ano yung mga relevant costs natin? Variable cost and avoidable fixed cost. Ano yung mga variable cost dito, class? Direct material, 6. Direct labor, 24. Okay? Variable overhead, 12. How about yung fixed overhead? Kasama mo ba yan? Yung avoidable lang. Tama? Ilang percent yung avoidable? Nakalagay, 60% yung magko-continue. Ibig sabihin, 40% yung avoidable. So, compute natin. 15 times 0.4, 6. Okay? So, 6 plus 24, plus 12, plus 6. Nakuha niyo ba class yung 48? O, yan yung cost pag nag-make tayo. Alright? Now, pag naman buy, ang gagastusin natin is how much? Nakalagay dyan, Hesito Company has offered to supply Venus's entire annual requirements for 53 each. O, 53. O, class, ano pipiliin mo? Do you make or do you buy? O, syempre, dun tayo sa make. Kasi mas makakatipid tayo. Cost ang pinag-uusapan natin. Gusto natin mas mababa. Alright? So, answer mo dyan is 48. Ilang units yan? So, sabi dyan, class, 10,000 units. So, 48 times 10,000. So, yung relevant cost to make natin is 480,000. Answer natin dyan, class, is boy, 480,000. So, ano yung decision natin? Do we make or do we buy? Sagot mo dyan, mag-make tayo kasi mas makakatipid tayo. Pag tinanong sa problem, how much ang magiging savings mo kapag nag-make ka versus buy? Well, ang sagot ko doon, ang matitipid mo dyan is 5 pesos per unit. Tama? Times 10,000, 5 times 10,000. Okay, ang savings mo pag nag-make ka, pag iyon yung tanong sa problem, ang savings mo dyan is 50,000. Got it? Okay. So for number 1, it's letter B, 480,000. Okay, so ito lang in-apply natin ng concepts. Nasagot natin yung number 1. Isa pa. Number 2. Lay a company uses 10,000 units of a part in its production process. The cost to make a part are, okay, so pag nag-make na tayo, ito yung magagastos natin. Direct materials, 12. Direct labor, 25. Variable overhead, 13. And applied fixed overhead, 30. It has received a quote of 55 from a potential supplier for this part. If it buys the part, 70% of the applied overhead would continue. So, ibig sabihin, class, yung sa fixed overhead, yung 70 magko-continue, yung 30 avoidable fixed cost yan. So, ibig sabihin, 30, yung total na fixed overhead, times 30%, that is 9. Okay? Ito yung avoidable fixed overhead natin. So, yung cost to make natin, class, 12, plus 25, plus 13, plus 9, ang sagot mo dyan is 59. Okay? Now, ang ino-offer sa atin, how much? 55. Okay? So, 55 daw. Pag buy, 55. So, class, ano yung magiging decision dito? Do we make or do we buy? Obviously, we buy kasi mas mura. Tama? 55. Ano ba tanong sa atin dyan? The company would be better off by... Okay. So, mas maganda na bumili na tayo kasi mura. How much yung magiging savings natin dyan? Well, ang difference nila is 4. Multiply natin sa 10,000 units. Therefore, sagot mo dyan is 40,000. Letter C, the company would be better off by 40,000 to buy the part. Okay, so ganun siya simple. Make or buy. Okay, pag make, lahat ng relevant cost. Pag buy, kung magkano yung in-offer sa ni supplier. Okay, so okay na tayo dito. Make or buy, yun lang yung tatandaan mo dyan. In-apply lang natin yung rules natin. Okay, let's go to number 3. For problem number 3 naman, class, ang application, yun naman yung application ng accept or reject special order. Okay, pag sabi special order, merong customer na nag-order sa atin. Okay, so ang bukod sa general rules natin na present ko kanina, na in-apply natin sa problems 1 and 2, ito pa yung kailangan mong tandaan sa accept or reject special order. Titignan mo rin, class, if with excess capacity, okay, or without excess capacity. Alright? So, ano ibig sabihin yan? Maglalagay ako ng illustration. For example, class, meron tayong factory. Okay? Ang produce natin, ang capacity niyan is 10,000 units. Right? Ito yung capacity. Lagay dito, capacity. Alright? Now, let's say currently, nagpo-produce tayo ng 8,000. Okay? Pag 8,000 yung pinoproduce natin, ibig sabihin, meron tayong excess capacity for 2,000. Does that make sense? Okay? Ngayon, pag naman 10,000 yung pinoproduce natin, yun lang din yung capacity, wala kang excess capacity. Yun lang ibig sabihin nun. Pag with excess capacity and without excess capacity, so ano yung implication niya? Pag with excess capacity, okay, ang relevant cost mo, apply mo lang yung general rule natin. Okay? So, lalagay ko dito, apply general rule. Alright? GR, general rule. Ito. Parang ginawa natin kanina. Ngayon, pag without excess capacity, ganito kasi class yung implication yan. Ang pinoproduce natin is 10,000. Tama? Let's say meron nag-special order sa atin na 1,000 units. Alright? So, may nag-special order na 1,000. Yung existing customer natin, para dun sa 1,000, hindi mo na mabibentahan. Nakuha niyo ba yan? Hindi mo na mabibentahan kasi at full capacity ka na eh. So, ibig sabihin, meron tayong lost opportunity, okay? Or foregone opportunity. Ang tawag natin sa foregone opportunity na yan is opportunity cost. Okay? Opportunity cost. So, it means, class, kapag without excess capacity, ang i-apply mo is the general rule plus opportunity cost. OC na lang. Opportunity cost. Ano yung opportunity cost? Ano yung nawala sa atin? Well, yung 1,000 na hindi mo mabibentahan na existing customers, ang mawawala sa'yo is the contribution margin. Alright? Tama lang? Di ba? Pag nagbebenta tayo, ang increase sa profit natin is contribution margin. Right? Ulitin ko. Pag with excess capacity, apply mo lang yung general rules natin. Pag without excess capacity, nag-ooperate tayo at capacity, may lost sales tayo sa existing customers. Ang tawag doon, foregone opportunity or opportunity cost. That's why, apply mo yung general rule, i-add mo yung opportunity cost. Ano yung opportunity cost? Yung lost contribution margin. Okay? So ito muna. Apply natin yan sa number 3. Problem number 3, the chip division of Justin Inc. produces high-quality computer chip. Okay? Unit production costs based on capacity production, 100,000. 100,000 in yung capacity. Parang yung example ko kanina. 100,000 daw. Okay, meron tayong direct materials, direct labor, overhead, 20% variable, and then selling price 100, selling and administrative cost 40% variable. Okay, let's read question 1. Okay, for number 3, question 1. Okay, assume that for this question only, that the chip division is producing and selling at capacity. Ibig sabihin, ang binibenta mo na or pinoproduce mo na 100,000. What is the minimum selling price that the division would consider on a special order of 1,000 chips on which no variable period cost would be incurred? Ngayon, may nag-special order sa atin na 1,000 units, 1,000 chips. Siyempre, special order yon, ibig sabihin, sure na naka-customer yon, okay? Hindi ka na daw kailangan mag-incur ng variable period cost. Ano ibig sabihin nun? Hindi ka na mag-incur ng, let's say, selling commission o sales commission. Kasi sure na yun nababayaran ka. Gets ba yan? So, yun yung scenario dito. Ang problema dito, class, nag-ooperate ka na at capacity. So, meron kang foregone opportunity. May opportunity cost tayo dito. Kasi yung existing na 1,000 customers mo, hindi mo mabibentahan because of the special order. Gets? Okay. So, ano daw yung minimum price? So, how much daw i-charge natin na minimum para sa special order? Ano yung magiging basis mo? Apply mo yung general rule and isama mo yung lost contribution margin. Yun lang. Ito gagawin ko dyan, class, ha? So, syempre, ano ba yung variable cost natin? Direct materials, 50. Direct labor, 20. Variable overhead, 20% daw, no? 20% ng 10 is 2. Variable selling and admin, well, sabi kasi dyan, hindi ka na daw mag-i-incur ng variable selling and admin, okay? So, ibig sabihin, ang variable cost lang, relevant lang sa atin, 50, 20 plus 2, it's 72, okay? Kaya lang, i-consider mo pa yung contribution margin. Ano yung contribution margin natin? Paano mo computein yun? Sales minus variable cost. Ang tanongin mo lang, class, how much ba yung nawala sa atin because of the special order? Well, sales natin or selling price is 100, yung variable cost mo dito is how much? Variable cost mo, isasama mo na dyan yung selling and administrative. Tama? Kasi may incur mo yun kapag nagbenta ka sa existing customer mo. Okay? So, gagawin ko dito, class, 72. Nasaan yung variable selling and administrative natin? 6. Okay? 72 plus 6 is 78. Yung variable cost mo is 78. So, 100 minus 78, that is 22. Okay? So, ulitin ko, yung general rule natin, 72. Add mo yung loss contribution margin na 22. Therefore, answer natin dito, class, is 94 letter dog. Okay? So, ulitin ko lang. Alam ko, may mga nalito sa inyo. So, kaya class, again, yung incremental analysis, medyo mag-iisip ka talaga dito. Okay? For question 1, wala tayong capacity. Okay? Without excess capacity. That's why, kinonsider mo yung relevant cost natin. Ano yung relevant cost? Variable cost. Take note, hindi natin sinama yung variable selling and administrative dito kasi hindi mo siya i-incur dun sa special order. Okay? Sir, bakit sinama mo dito yan? Yung 78 kasi lahat ng variable cost yan including yung selling and administrative. Sinama ko siya dyan, class, kasi ang kino-compute natin, yung nawala na contribution margin natin, pag hindi tayo nagbenta sa 1,000 na existing customers. Sa existing customers, mag-i-incur tayo ng selling and administrative. Kaya kasama siya dyan. Gets? So, ito yung i-incur mo, variable cost, no? Plus yung lost contribution margin, yung minimum na selling price na i-charge mo para sa special order is 94 pesos. Dog yan. Okay? Sige nga, kung naiintindihan nyo talaga. What if plus, nag-offer sa atin yung supplier? Kunwari, 100 yung in-offer sa atin, or what if naman 80? Pag 100 yung in-offer nung sa special order, okay? Pag 100, tatanggapin mo ba? Yes, kasi mas mataas siya dun sa minimum natin na 94. Plus, what if naman 80 yung in-offer na special order? Tatanggapin mo ba? I-reject natin. Bakit, sir? Kasi hindi niya na-meet, lugi ka pa. 94 yung relevant cost sa'yo, 80 lang ibabayad sa'yo. Might as well, bentahan mo na lang yung existing customers mo. Gets? Okay. So, yes, so naintindihan niyo talaga, dapat naintindihan niyo, masagot niyo yung question number 2. Assume for this question only that the chip division is operating at a level of 70,000 chips per year. Take note, ang capacity is 100,000, mag-ooperate daw 70,000. Meron tayong excess capacity na 30,000. What is the minimum price that the division would consider in a special order of 1,000 chips to be distributed through normal channels? Kaya ba nating mag-produce ng 1,000 chips? Yes, kasi meron tayong 30,000 na capacity. Therefore, wala tayong opportunity cost. Wala tayong lost contribution margin. Okay? Now, ano yung relevant cost natin dito? Apply mo lang yung general rule. Alright? So, ang general rule natin, variable cost. Direct materials for 50 pesos. Direct labor natin is 20. Variable overhead is 2. And variable selling and admin. Take note lang sa question 1 lang applicable yung no variable cost would be incurred. Sabi dyan, for this question only. Sa question number 2, meron ka lang i-incur na variable period cost. Okay? How much yun? 15 times 40% daw yung variable period cost. That is 6. Alright? So, 6. 50 plus 20, that's 70, plus 2, that's 72, plus 6, 78. Sagot natin dito, class. Minimum natin na i-accept para sa special order is 78. Sige nga, kung naintindihan niya, what if may nag-offer sa atin na 90 pesos and what if may nag-offer na 70? Pag yung in-offer sa atin is 90 pesos para sa special order, accept natin kasi mas mataas yan kaysa dun sa cost na gagastusin mo, which is 78. Okay? Pag naman 70, wag na lang kasi lugi tayo dyan. Lugi ka ng 8 pesos, tama? So, accept mo lang kapag at least 78 pesos. Okay, para kumita tayo. Alright, so yung difference ng 1 and 2. Dito, meron kang lost contribution margin. Dito, wala kang lost contribution margin. Sige nga, number 3. Assuming for this question only that the chip division is presently operating at a level of 80,000. So meron pang 100,000 yung capacity, nag-ooperate ng 80, meron tayong 20,000 excess capacity. Accepting a special order on 2,000 chips at 88 will. O, sige guys, dapat masagot nyo ito ha. Ang in-offer sa atin, 88. Okay, selling price, 88 para sa special order. Now, how much ba para ma-produce mo yung special order? 78. Okay, so variable cost mo or yung relevant cost mo is 78. Therefore, per unit, kikita tayo ng 10 pesos. Does that make sense? Okay. Kita tayo ng 10 pesos. Ilan ba yung ano natin? Yung special order, 2,000. 10 times 2,000, therefore, kikita tayo ng 20,000. Answer natin dito kasi letter boy. Increase total corporate profits by 20,000. Alright, so ginawa ko lang, yung selling price na napag-agrihan is 88. Okay, yung relevant cost natin is 78. Therefore, may kita tayo ng 10 per unit. 10 times 2,000, 20,000. Sagot natin class is boy, increase total corporate profits by 20,000. Alright. Hopefully, nag-gets nyo yung application ha. So, ito lang very important natin, general rules. Let's go to number 4. Okay, number 4 naman class, this one is ito. Retain or replace equipment. So, alamin natin kung i-retain ba natin or papalitan natin yung equipment. Sir, paano natin malaman? Apply mo lang yung general rule natin, okay? So yeah, let's see. Number 4, Melissa Company is trying to decide whether it should keep its existing car washing machine or purchase a new one. That has a technological advantages, which translate into cost savings over the existing machine. Information on each machine follows. Meron tayong old machine, merong new machine. Okay? So, tignan natin kung anong mas okay. Kung i-retain yung old machine or i-replace natin ng new machine. Again, apply mo lang to. So, paano yan, sir? Ganito gawin ko dyan, class. Analyze ko muna. Doon muna tayo sa old machine. Okay? Original cost na old machine na 9,000. Relevant ba yan or irrelevant? Irrelevant yan. Kasi nag-asos mo na yan dati. Past na yan, hindi yan future. That's why irrelevant yan. Accumulated depreciation, irrelevant din yan. Kasi related yan sa binayad mo dati. Right? Annual cash operating costs, tingnan mo class ha. Annual cash operating costs, 9,000 sa old machine, 4,000 naman sa new machine. Okay? So nakatipid ka ng 5,000. Yung 5,000, yun yung incremental. Alright? That's why, yung 5,000, yun lang yung relevant. Yung 4,000, irrelevant yun. Kasi hindi naman incremental yun. Same lang yun. Tama? Yung natipid mo na 5,000 or yung different or differential na 5,000, yun yung relevant. Okay, current salvage value of old machine, 2,000. Well, relevant yan. Kasi pag pinalitan mo yung old machine, pwede mong ibenta yung old machine for 2,000. O relevant cost yun. Alright? And then, ayan. Tingnan natin yung questions. Question number 1. For number 4. Ito natin lagay. Number 4. Question 1. The 4,000 of annual operating costs that are common to both the old and new machine are an example of. So yung kanina, di ba? May 9,000, right? Explain ko na kanina to. Yung 4,000 and may 5,000 ka dyan. Yung 5,000, ito yung matitipid mo. Okay? Tawag natin doon, incremental or differential. So relevant yan. Okay? So relevant. Yung 4,000 naman, since may incur mo yung 4,000, whether sa old or sa new, irrelevant yan. Okay? So, ang sagot natin dyan class, boy for question 1, yung 4,000 is irrelevant, yung 5,000 lang yung relevant. Let's go to number 2. Question number 2. The 9,000 cost of the original machine. In-explain ko na kanina. Of the original machine. Na-incur mo na yan in the past. Sunk cost na yan. Tama? Letter A yung sagot natin. Sunk cost, alam natin, irrelevant yan. Right? Question number 3. The 20,000 cost of the new machine. Nasaan yun? Okay, so nakalagay dyan. Pag bumili ka ng new machine, mag-i-incur ka ng 20,000. O, yun. Future cost yun. Okay, future cost, therefore, relevant yan. Boy for question number 3. Future relevant cost. Question number 4. Okay, the estimated 500 salvage value of the existing machine in 10 years represents an, so nakalagay dyan, ayan, salvage value in 10 years, 500 pesos. Actually, sagot mo dyan class is boy. Opportunity cost of selling the existing machine now. Kasi pag binenta mo ngayon yung existing machine, well, obviously, hindi mo na siya mabebenta 10 years from now. Ang opportunity cost mo is yung salvage value niya 10 years from now. Alright? So, boy yung sagot natin sa question number 4. Question number 5. The incremental cost to purchase the new machine is, how much class talaga yung gagastusin natin para dun sa new machine? Take note, ang pinag-uusapan natin, yung date of purchase. Okay? Ganito mangyari dyan. Pag binili natin yung new machine, how much ba yung purchase price niya? Well, babayaran natin 20,000. Tama? Siyempre, bayad yun. So, minus 20,000. Pero, pag binili natin yung new machine, pwede natin ibenta yung old machine. So, how much yung salvage value ng old machine today? That is, nakalagay dyan, sa salvage value ng old machine, 2,000. Okay? So, plus naman yun kasi marireceive mo yun. Alright? So, plus 2,000. Therefore, ang incremental cost lang talaga natin dito is 18,000. Yan lang yung gagastusin natin. Answer natin dito, class, is dog 18,000. So, take note, hindi natin kinonsider yung annual operating cost kasi ang pinag-uusapan natin, yung date of purchase. Okay? So, yung annual operating cost, kung consider mo yun pag nag-ooperate ka na. Okay, so ayan. That's for question number 5. So ayan, dahil na tayo sa make or buy, accept or reject special order, and retain or replace equipment. So let's have a short break before we continue. Class, let's continue our discussion. Duman tayo sa number 4, retain or eliminate unprofitable segment or product. Sir, paano natin malalaman kung i-retain natin or i-eliminate yung segment or segment means division or yung product natin? Well, kukumputin natin yung segment margin. Sir, paano kumputin yung segment margin? Ganito lang katanda mo yung class. So, ayan, ito yung magiging decision natin. Kumputin natin yung sales minus variable cost minus avoidable fixed costs, you get the segment margin or product margin. Alright? Ngayon, tignan mo class, if the segment margin is positive or negative. Pag positive yan, i-retain mo yan. Okay? Pag negative, ibig sabihin may losses ka dyan. Eliminate mo yan. Ayan lang yung magiging basis mo dyan. Alright? So, sales minus variable cost, di ba class, yun yung contribution margin, tama? Minus avoidable fixed cost. Titin mo kung positive or negative. Pag positive, retain. Pag negative, eliminate. As you notice, general rule pa rin yung in-apply natin. Di ba? Ito yung variable cost, avoidable fixed cost. Okay? So, para mas ma-appreciate nyo, apply natin yan. Let's go to problem number 5. Paul Corporation currently operates 2 divisions which had operating results last year as follows. Okay, so meron tayong A division and B division. Sales, variable cost, contribution margin. Meron tayong traceable fixed cost, allocated common corporate cost, net operating income. Okay. So as I mentioned earlier, pag yung mga allocated corporate cost na yan, usually yan irrelevant yan. Kahit anong mangyari, i-incur pa rin yan. Right? Since B division also sustained an operating loss in the prior year, the President is considering the elimination of this division. B division's traceable fixed cost could be avoided if the division were eliminated. The total common corporate cost would be unaffected. Ibig sabihin, irrelevant. Okay? By the decision, if the B division had been eliminated at the beginning of last year, the operating income for last year could have been, ganito gagawin ko dyan. Apply ko lang to. Okay? So number 5. Doon mo tayo kay A and kay B. A and B. Alright? So sales, kay A is 600,000. Kay B naman, 300,000. Alright? Variable cost is 310. And then kay B, 200,000. Right? So sales minus variable cost, and then i-minus natin yung avoidable fixed cost. Ang tanong na naman si B. Analyze rin natin si A. Okay? Avoidable fixed cost, ang kalagay dyan sa middle portion of the problem. B division's traceable fixed cost could be avoided. So how much yun? 70,000. Nakita nyo yan? 70,000. Isasama mo yan. Ma-avoid yan eh. Okay? So 70,000. Kay A, wala naman sinabi. So wala siya ma-avoid. Right? So kay A, 600,000 minus 310, you get 290,000. No, yan yung segment margin. Kay B, 300,000 minus 200 minus 70, you have 30,000. Okay, yung sabi ko kanina, pag positive, i-retain mo yan. Kasi kumikita ka. Pag negative, i-eliminate mo. Anong gagawin natin kay B? Do we retain or eliminate? Positive yan, we retain. Okay, i-retain mo si B. Yun yung best option dyan. Actually, both i-retain mo, si A and B, kasi positive. Ngayon, sabi dyan, the operating income for last year, if B division had been eliminated, the operating income would have been, pag in-eliminate mo si B, sayang naman yung 30,000. That's why sagot mo dyan, boy, 30,000 lower. Okay yan? Okay, so ulitin ko. Sige nga, kung naiintindihan nyo. Si A, i-eliminate ba natin? No. Pag in-eliminate mo si A, how much yung mababawas sa income natin? 290,000. Pag in-eliminate mo si B, how much yung mababawas sa income natin? 30,000. So ang best decision, retain both A and B. Gets? Okay, pag nag-negative yan, yun, eliminate mo siya. Okay? So boy, sagot natin for number 5. Ganoon lang. So yeah. Let's go to number 6. Number 6, sige, medyo pag-iisipin ko kayo sa number 6, no? Magandang problem to. Kung talaga naiintindihan nyo yung concept sa incremental analysis, masagot nyo to. Number 6, Mirchel Corporation manufactures and sells FM radios. Information on the prior year's operations, sales and production of Model A, take note Model A, is presented below. Selling price 30. Cost natin, direct material 7, labor 4, overhead meron tayong variable and fixed. Selling cost or selling and administrative, meron tayong variable and fixed. Production natin is 10,000. Sales in units, 9,500. 10,000 minus 9,500, meron tayong inventory pa na 500. Tama? So 10,000 minus 9,500. Now, question 1. The Model B radio, yung pinakita sa atin sa taas Model A. The Model B radio is currently in production and it renders Model A radio obsolete. Okay? If the remaining 500 units of Model A are to be sold through regular channels, ibig sabihin na regular channels, yung mga regular customers, the minimum price the company would accept for the radios, how much daw? Okay, so ganito ko siya i-analyze. Listen carefully ha. Sa number 6, kakaiba to. Okay? Because yung 500 units na yan, take note, na-produce na yan. Okay? Na-produce na yan. Ibig sabihin, past cost na yan. Okay? Sunk cost. Alam natin, pag past cost, irrelevant yun. So ngayon, how much yung minimum selling price natin? Well, ganito gagawin ko dyan class. Ano yung mga variable cost natin? Direct materials, direct labor, variable overhead. Okay? Yung materials, labor, and overhead na yan, nagastos ko na yan last year, lahat yan, sunk cost. Irrelevant na yan sa decision making natin. Nakuha niyo yun? Different to dun sa mga previous problems. Sa previous problems natin, for example, yung make or buy or yung special order, gagawin pa lang natin. Okay? Future transaction. Ito, nagawa mo na before. Okay? That's why sunk cost na yan. Ngayong class, ang future cost natin is only the variable selling and admin. Okay? Which is, sabi dyan, selling cost, 40% variable. 10 pesos times 40%, it's 4. Okay? So, ang sagot natin dito, class, is dog. Sagot mo lang dyan, 4. Okay? Dog yung sagot sa question mo. Bakit ulit? Explain ko ulit ha. Listen carefully. Kakaiba yung problem na to kasi na-produce mo na yung inventory na yan. Tama? Yung 500. That's why, para sa decision making natin, hindi na relevant yan. Yung tatlo na yan. Kasi na-produce mo na. Ang relevant na lang sa'yo is the variable selling and admin because i-incur mo lang yan pag nabenta mo na. Nabenta mo na ba? Hindi pa. So, ito yung future cost mo. Ito yung relevant. Sir, bakit hindi mo consider yung fixed? Kasi, ang rule natin, fixed cost, dapat avoidable para maging relevant. Wala naman sinabi sa problem na may avoidable fixed cost. That's why irrelevant lahat yan. Gets na? Okay. So, ito past cost, past, kaya irrelevant. Future, relevant. Okay. So, 4 yung sagot natin sa question 1. Question 2. Sige nga. Assume that the remaining model A radios can be sold through normal channels or yung mga regular customers or to a foreign buyer. So, may dalawa tayong option. Bebenta natin sa regular customer, yung remaining units, yung 500, or merong foreign buyer na for 6 pesos. If sold through regular channels, pag ang pinili natin yung regular customer, how much daw yung price na i-charge natin sa regular customer? Ano yung i-apply natin na concept? Ito. Meron kang opportunity cost. Tama ba? Kasi dalawa options natin. Regular customer or foreign buyer. Pag kay foreign buyer, 6 pesos. Okay? Nakalagay dyan. Pag kay regular customer magkano i-charge mo sa kanya? Variable cost plus contribution margin. Or yung lost, hindi pala contribution margin, or yung opportunity cost natin. Okay? How much yung variable cost? Na-compute na natin, 4. How much yung opportunity cost? How much yung mawawala sa atin pag binenta mo sa regular customer instead na kay foreign buyer? 6 pesos. Kasi yun yung in-offer sa'yo ni foreign buyer, tama? Pag hindi mo binenta sa kanya, yun yung opportunity cost mo. Yun yung foregone opportunity. 4 plus 6, ang sagot natin dito, class, is 10. Letter C. Okay, so hopefully, nakuha niyo yung concept ha? Okay, yun yung, pag nag-gets nyo yung 6 na yan, medyo master nyo na yung incremental analysis. Okay? Sige. Now, let's move on to, okay na tayo sa number 4, retain or eliminate unprofitable. Okay na, no? Punta naman tayo dito sa number 5, sell immediately or process further. Illustrate ko sa inyo, class. Imagine, nadilitan ko ng sulat ko. Dito na lang. So, dito ko lalagay. Imagine, class, meron tayong process. Okay, yun yung process natin. From this point, up to this point, mag-i-incur tayo ng joint costs. Ano yung joint cost? Direct materials, direct labor, and overhead. Alright? Kaya sa sinabing joint costs, ibig sabihin, common yan sa lahat ng products. Nag-incur tayo ng cost para sa lahat ng products. Yung point na to, ang tawag dyan, split off point. Okay? Sir, bakit sinabing split off point? Because at this point, dyan na magse-separate yung products natin. Let's say may tatlo tayong products. Products A, B, and C. Okay? Dito sila nag-separate. Dito, hindi pa sila nag-separate. Okay? Tawag natin sa cost na yun, joint cost. Now, sabi dito, sell immediately or process further. At this point, meron tayong decision. Okay? Dalawa, yung options natin. Sell immediately, ibig sabihin, sell immediately at split off, ibenta mo na agad si A, B, and C dito, or i-process further mo. Tapos, dito mo sila ibenta. Gets ba? It's either sell immediately, dito, ibenta mo, or i-process further mo, tsaka mo ibenta. Alright? Yun yung two options natin. Ito yung rule natin. Tandaan mo ha? Ito yung rule. Ito lang kasimple yan. Process further if, okay, ipaprocess mo further if incremental revenue is greater than incremental cost. Yun yung rule natin. Incremental revenue is greater than incremental cost. I-process further mo. Pag mas mababa si incremental revenue kay incremental cost, ibenta mo na dito pa lang. Okay? So, next question nyo, sir, ano ba yung incremental revenue? At this point, meron ka ng selling price. Tama ba? Meron ng selling price yan, mabibenta mo na. Pag pre-process further mo, may bago kang selling price. Malamang tataas yung selling price mo dyan kasi kaya mo nga ipaprocess further eh. Yung incremental revenue, iyan yung increase in selling price mo. Gets? Okay. Sir, ano naman yung incremental cost? From this point up to this point, pag nag-process further ka, mag-i-incur ka niya, tawag natin na further processing cost. Okay, yun yung additional cost mo pag nag-process further ka. Okay? So, further processing cost. If your increase in selling price, mas mataas sa further processing cost, i-process further mo. Otherwise, ibenta mo na immediately at split off point. Okay? Yun yung magiging criteria natin. Actually, class, yung accounting dito, yung accounting side, sa AFAR natin siya i-discuss. Okay? Ito yung management accounting side. So, yeah. So, apply natin yung class dun sa number 7 para mas ma-appreciate nyo yan. Number 7. Cariza Company manufactures 3 chemicals, A, B, and C from a joint process. Pag sinabing joint process, ito yun. Okay? So lahat sila, meron kang i-incur na joint cost para sa lahat ng products. The three chemicals are an industrial grade form at the split off point. They can either be sold at that point or processed further into premium grade. So pwede mo na agad ibenta, dito pa lang, ang tawag dyan industrial grade. Ngayon, pag pre-process further mo, pwede mo ibenta, ang tawag doon premium grade. Siyempre, pag premium, mas mataas yung price doon. Costs related to each batch of this chemical process is as follows. Okay, may A, B, and C tayo. Sales value at split off point. Ano ibig sabihin nun? Yung selling price dito. Gets? Okay. Allocated joint cost. Yung joint cost na yan, class, again, para yan sa tatlong products. Common sa kanila. Okay? Sa accounting, ina-allocate yan. Pero alam natin, sa management accounting, pag allocated cost, irrelevant yan. Bakit, sir? Kasi kahit ano naman mangyari, na-incur mo na yan. Past cost na yan. So, tandaan mo, for decision-making purposes, yung joint costs are irrelevant. Okay? Important yun na joint costs are always irrelevant. Ignore mo na yung allocated joint cost na yan. Sunk cost yan, irrelevant yan. So, sa analysis natin, huwag mo na i-consider yan. Sales value after further processing. Yun yung bagong selling price mo. Okay? And then, cost of further processing. Yun yung further processing cost. Okay. For which products above would it be more profitable for the company to sell at the split off point rather than process further? Check natin, kay products A, B, and C. Alin dyan yung isa-sell immediately mo at split off point or ipa-process further natin? Well, ang magiging basis mo lang, incremental revenue. If incremental revenue exceeds incremental cost, then i-process further natin. Dito lang natin gawin, class. Sige, erase ko na lang to. Simple lang yan. Okay, so, products A, B, and C. A, B, and C. Compute natin yung incremental revenue. Yung incremental revenue, increase in selling price or increase in sales value. Kay A, at split of 16,000, nakita niyan. Pag further process siya, magiging 20,000. Ano yung increase? 4,000, right? 4,000. Doon naman tayo kay B. At split of 12,000. Pag pre-process further mo, 18. So, increase ng 6,000. Kay C naman, 5,000 at split off, magiging 9,000, increase ng 4,000. Alright? And then, i-minus natin yung incremental cost. Ano yung incremental cost natin? Yung cost of further processing. How much? Kay A, 5,000. Kay B, 3,000. Kay C, 2,000. Alright? So, makukompute mo dyan. Kay A, negative 1,000. Kay B, positive 3,000. Kay C, positive 2,000. Alright? So, ang decision natin, pag incremental revenue is greater than incremental cost, i-process further mo. Okay? As you notice, si A, negative. So, ibig sabihin, sell immediately yan. Sell immediately. Si B and C, i-process further mo kasi mas mataas yung incremental revenue kaysa sa incremental cost. Okay? So, answer natin dito, alin daw yung pa-process, alin daw yung, let's read. For which products above will it be more profitable to sell at split off? Sagot natin si A. Dibenta mo na split off kasi pag further process mo yan, malulugi ka pa ng 1,000 per unit. Okay? Si B and C, i-further process mo yan. Okay? So, kasi kikita ka ng 3,000 per kay B, kay 2,000 naman kay C per unit. Okay? So, ang decision natin, sell immediately si A, process further si B and C. So, kung tayo sa 7 is A kasi ang tanong dyan, sino daw yung bibenta mo agad? Si A yung bibenta natin agad. Gets? As you notice, analysis natin, hindi natin sinama si joint cost. Okay? Kasi si joint cost is irrelevant. Alright? Ang relevant lang sa atin, yung increase in selling price or sales value and yung further processing cost. Ayan. Yan yung for number 7. Okay. So, ganun lang siya, class. So, ayan. Last na. Which products to produce given scarce resources? Ano ba ibig sabihin ng word na scarce? Ibig sabihin limited. Okay? Pag limited yung resources natin, alin lang yung mga ipoproduce natin na products. Now, ito lang tatandaan mo dyan, class. No? Ira-rank natin yan. Meron tayong ranking ng products. Okay? Ang basis ng ranking mo, okay? Ang basis natin is contribution margin per scarce resource. Yan yung magiging basis mo. Kung sino yung pinakamataas na contribution margin per scarce resource, yun yung pinaka-profitable. Yun yung mas ipoproduce natin. Alright? Yun yung magiging basis natin for number 6. Let's go to problem number 8. Ayan, apply natin yan. And later on, i-expand ko yung problem ha, para makita nyo yung mga possible na scenarios. Okay, so sige. The constraint at Lewis Corporation is time on a particular machine. Okay, so meron tayong limitation, yung time, yung machine na pwede natin gamitin. The company makes 3 products that use this machine. Data concerning those products appear below. So meron tayong 3 products. Kaya sabi dyan, which products to produce? So sa 3 products na yan, tingnan natin sino yung pinaka-profitable. Okay? So sa A, B, and C, meron tayong selling price and variable cost. So para saan yun? Contribution margin. Tama, yun yung compute natin. And then meron tayong minutes on the constraint. Okay? So again, yung paggamit mo ng machine, yung time, in this case minutes, yun yung scarce resource natin. Yun yung limitation natin. Gets? Okay. Assume that sufficient time is available on the constrained machine to satisfy demand for all but the least profitable product. Up to how much should the company be willing to pay to acquire more of the constrained resource? Sige, i-expand ko yung problem pero basically, ganito gagawin ko dyan. For number 8, compute natin yung contribution margin per scarce resource ni A, B, and C. Okay? So, selling price ni A, 192. Si B naman, 542.66. Si C, 222.84. Okay? Variable cost ni A is 158.72. Si B naman, 420.54. So, nire-write ko lang, nasa given lang to. Si C, 167.76. Sige nga, complete natin yung contribution margin. Si A, 192 minus 158.72, 33.28. Tama? 33.28. Okay? Si B, 542.66 minus 420.54, 122.12. Si C naman, 222.84 minus 167.76, 55.08. Okay? Ngayon, ang basis mo, hindi contribution margin. Contribution margin per scarce resource. I-divide mo pa yun sa minutes. Okay? So, yung minutes natin dyan, 3.2, 8.6, and 3.6. Okay? So, yung contribution natin margin per scarce resource, complete natin guys. 33.28 divided by 3.2, you get 10.4 for A. Kay B naman, 122.12. Di-divide natin ha. Divided by 8.6. 8.6. Answer is 14.2. And then si C, 55.08. Divided by 3.6. You get 15.3. Okay. Now, alin sa kanila yung pinaka-profitable? Obviously, yung pinakamataas ng contribution margin per scarce resource. Ang priority na ipoproduce natin is si product C. Rank 1 siya. Siya yung pinaka-profitable. Next, si B, rank 2. Ang least profitable dito, si A, rank 3. Okay. Pag tinanong sa problem, sino yung most profitable? Sagot mo, si C. Pag tinanong sino yung least profitable, sagot mo si A. Okay? Take note, ang basis natin hindi contribution margin. Kasi nag-introduce ng limitation yung scarce resource. Kaya ang basis mo, contribution margin per scarce resource. Sagutin natin yung problem. Up to how much should the company be willing to pay to acquire more of the constrained resource? Sagot nito dito class is boy, 10.40 per minute. How much daw yung willing tayo ibayad? In this case, yung ibabayad na sa laborer, papasweldo natin. Well, ang maximum na ibabayad mo is 10.4. Kasi pag mas mataas yung binayad mo, mas mataas sa 10 point, di ba ito yung kikitain mo, 10.4? Pag mas mataas yun yung babayad mo, lugi ka. Okay? So, ang sagot natin dito, class, is boy, yan yung maximum na babayad natin para mag-profit tayo. 10.4 pesos per minute. Okay? Now, yun yung sagot na sa 8 ha, boy na yung sagot. Dagdagan ko yung problem para mas maganda yung discussion natin. What if sinabi sa problem, meron lang daw 2,150 minutes na limit? Okay? 2,150 minutes lang ang pwedeng gamitin ni A, ang total ni A, B, and C. Okay? Sino sa kanila lang, ilang units nila ang ipoproduce mo. Okay? Now, dalawang scenarios yan. Gagawa ko 2 scenarios ha. Scenario 1. Scenario 1 natin, unlimited demand. Ayan, unlimited demand. Okay, so marami. Unlimited yung customer natin. Scenario 2, limited demand. Okay? Obviously, pag unlimited demand, sa scenario 1 muna tayo. Ito, madali lang to. Pag unlimited demand, paano mo gagamitin yung 2,150 minutes? Yung 2,150 minutes, lahat yan, 100% yan, ibibigay mo kay product C. Does that make sense? Tama lang, siya yung pinaka-profitable. Ibig sabihin, lahat yan, ibibigay mo kay C. Kasi unlimited demand naman. Lahat bibili kay C, parang ganun. Okay? So, ang sagot mo pag ganun, pag unlimited demand, yung 2,150, lagay mo sa most profitable, which is si C. Dito yung may konting complication. What if ganito nangyari, class? What if si A, ayan, lagay ko A, B, and C. What if si A, meron lang siyang demand na 100 units, si B meron siyang demand na 150, and si C meron siyang demand na 200 units. Ayan. Okay. So, yun yung limit natin. Ang tanong dyan, ilang units ni A, B, and C ang ipoproduce natin given na meron lang tayong 2,150 minutes. Okay, ganito gagawin ko dyan, class. Siyempre, ipaprioritize ko dyan yung most profitable, si C. So, gagawin ko, ito yung 2,150 minutes. Okay? So, pag nag-produce ako ng 200 units ni C, ilang minutes yung mga gamit ko? Ito. Ilang minutes yung mga gamit natin? That is 3.6. Ito. Tama? Pag nag-produce ako ni C, 3.6 yung mga gamit ko dyan. Minutes yung nakalagay. Pwede ring hours yan, ha? Pero minutes yung given sa problem. Minutes gamitin natin. Pag nag-produce ka ng 200 minutes ni C times 3.6, makukuha mo is 720 minutes. Tama lang? Okay. May 2,150 tayo. So, pag pinoduce mo si C, bawas ka ng 720 minutes. So, meron pa tayo. Meron pang available minutes. Okay? Next na ipoproduce mo, yung second most profitable, which is si B. Ilang minutes yung pag-produce kay B? 8.6 per minute. Times 8.6. So, 150 units times 8.6, you get 1,290. Tama? 1,290. Pag pinoduce mo si B, after producing B, 1,290. So, meron pa tayong, sa 2,150, minus 720 minus 1290. Meron pa tayong, ulit, 2150 minus 720 minus 2190. Meron pa tayong 760 minutes para kay C. Yun na lang natitira sa kanya. Tama? Ilang minutes ba per unit si C? 3.2. Okay? Divide natin sa 3.2. 760 divided by 3.2. 200. Ulit. So, 140 pala. Mali pala ito. So, ulitin ko 2150 minus 720. Okay? Minus 1290. Meron na lang tayong 140 minutes para kay C. Tama? Divide mo sa 3.2. Ang mapuproduce na lang natin, 43.75 units. So, i-round down natin kasi units sa pinag-uusapan. 43 units na lang si C. Para mag-zero yung scarce resource natin to 150 minutes. Okay? In short, ang sagot mo sa scenario number 2 is, mag-produce tayo, ito yung sagot natin So, answer natin sa scenario number 2, mag-produce tayo ng 200 units ni C, 150 units ni B, and 43 units ni A. Okay? Yan yung best combination sa scenario number 2. Nakuha niyo ba yung class? Okay? So, ulitin ko lang Kasi last problem na to. Ito yung mga key points natin. For problem number 8, ang ginawa natin dyan, kinompute natin yung highest contribution margin per scarce resource. Alam natin, class, sa management accounting, pag wala kang scarce resource, ang pinipili natin, pinakamataas sa contribution margin. Tama? Pag may scarce resource ka, in this case, yung number of minutes, piliin mo yung contribution margin per scarce resource. So, nirank natin. Okay? Nirank natin. Pinaka-profitable si C, next si B, and least profitable si A. Ngayon, ang scenario 1 natin, unlimited demand. Lahat bibili pwedeng bumili kahit kanino. Alright? Therefore, yung 150 units na yan, ibigay mo kay C. Kasi siya yung pinakamataas, dyan ka mas kikita. 100% kay C. Huwag ka na mag-produce ng A and B. Yun yung sagot mo sa scenario 1. Sa scenario number 2, nag-introduce tayo ng limitation sa demand. Ito yung maximum na demand for A, B, and C. Kay C, 200 units yung demand sa kanya. Pag nag-produce ng 200, magkukonsume ka ng 720 units. May matitira pa sa'yo. Kay B naman, 1290. Yung matitira na sa yung minutes, yung remaining mo is 140 para kay A. Ilang units yung 140? 140 divided by 3.2, 43 units na lang. Kahit 100 yung demand kay A, hindi mo na mabibentahan yan. Kasi ang natitira lang sa'yo is para sa 43 units. That's why, ang final answer mo, kay A, 43, kay B, 150, and kay C, 200 units. Okay? So, yun yung best combination natin. Alright? So, tapos na tayo sa number 6. Alright, so sige. Tapusin natin yung handouts class. Let's go to theory questions tayo. Okay? Theory questions. Number 1. What is the process of evaluating financial data that change under alternative course of action? Incremental analysis. Letter A for theory number 1. Which of the following is an alternative name for incremental analysis? Ano ba tawag natin sa incremental? Ang ibang tawag dyan sa incremental differential analysis or relevant costing pwede rin. Dog yung sagot mo dyan. Again, incremental differential, synonymous yan. Number 3, which of the following pairs of stages in the management decision making is properly sequenced? A yung sagot mo dyan. Evaluate possible course of action. Ito yung mga courses of action natin. Tama? And then, we make a decision. Ang basis ng decision mo is the relevant costs. Right? A yung sagot natin. Number 4, relevant costs are, tingnan natin yung AA. All fixed and variable costs, mali. Lahat ng avoidable dapat. All variable fixed costs. All costs that would be incurred within the relevant range, no? Past costs, no? Dog yung sagot natin. Anticipated future costs that differ among alternatives. Okay? Dog yung sagot mo sa number 4. Number 5, an opportunity cost is, letter A, a cost that may be shifted to future with little or no effect. B, a cost that cannot be avoided, unavoidable yun. C, the difference in total cost. Mali. Dog yung sagot natin. Pag sabi mo opportunity cost, ito yung foregone opportunity. Okay? The profit foregone by selecting one alternative instead of another. Example natin kanina, yung contribution margin. Okay? Pag operating ka at full capacity, yung existing customer mo, mawawalan ka ng contribution margin doon. Yun yung opportunity cost mo. Dog. And we know opportunity cost is always relevant. 6. The term incremental cost refers to, okay, tingnan natin yung choices. A, the profit foregone by selecting one choice over another. Mali, opportunity cost yan. Dog yung sagot natin. The additional cost of producing or selling another product, yun yung incremental cost. Ito, or yung relevant cost. Ano yun? Variable cost and avoidable fixed cost. Boy yung sagot natin for number 6. Yung letter C, a cost that continues to be incurred in the absence of activity. Fixed cost yan. Yung dog naman, a cost common to all choices in question and not clearly or feasibly allocated, irrelevant cost yan. No? Boy for number 6. Number 7, the term differential cost refers to, punta ka sa dog, the difference in total costs that result from selecting one alternative instead of another. Okay? Differential or incremental, pareho lang yan. Dog for number 7. Number 8, which of the following will always be relevant? Okay, sunk cost, hindi, irrelevant yan. Fixed cost, pag avoidable lang. Variable cost or opportunity cost. Ang sagot mo dito, class, variable cost or opportunity cost? Alin yung always relevant? Actually, ang ang pinakatama dito is dog opportunity cost. Kasi merong instances na yung variable cost are irrelevant. Sir, ano yun? Naalala niyo yung problem number, I think problem number 2 yun, or number 3, na hindi ka na mag-i-incur ng variable period cost. Yung may special order, okay? So yung variable period cost, hindi mo na daw i-incur kapag in-accept mo yung special order. Di ba yung variable period cost? Kung hindi mo na siya i-incur, irrelevant siya. So may instances na pwedeng irrelevant yung variable cost. Pero walang instances na irrelevant yung opportunity cost. Gets? Okay, so opportunity costs are always relevant. Pero syempre, pag silent, variable costs are relevant. Okay? So dog for number 8. Number 9, a cost that does not affect a decision. Tawag natin yun, irrelevant cost. Dog yan. 10, a cost incurred in the past that cannot be changed by any future action. Pag na-incur mo na in the past, irrelevant yun. Ang tawag natin doon, sunk cost. Boy for number 10. Number 11, which of the following is an irrelevant cost? O, sunk cost. Letter C for number 11. Relevant costs are always A, fixed cost, B, variable. Na-explain ko na may instances na yung variable costs are irrelevant. No? Pero rare scenario yun. No? C yung sagot natin dyan. Avoidable cost. Relevant costs are always avoidable. Actually, yung variable cost, always avoidable naman yan. Kasi pag wala kang produce, ma-avoid mo yung variable cost. Tama? Fixed cost naman, relevant na siya pag avoidable siya. Kaya C yung sagot natin. Number 13, in a make or buy decision, punta tayo sa letter A, fixed costs that can be avoided are relevant. Yes, avoidable fixed costs are relevant. A for number 13. Number 14, in deciding whether to manufacture a part or buy it from a outside vendor or yun yung make or buy, a cost that is relevant is, tingnan natin, direct materials and direct labor, yes. Variable cost yan. Variable overhead, yes. Fixed overhead that will be avoided. Avoidable fixed cost, yes. Dog, sagot natin all of the above. Number 15, which of the following are relevant? Variable cost, yes. Avoidable fixed cost, yes. Unavoidable, no. Yes, yes, and no, dog. Which of the following are relevant? Prime cost. Pag sinabing prime cost, di ba, yun yung direct materials plus direct labor. So, parehong variable cost. Yes. Sunk cost, no. Incremental cost, yes. Yes, no, yes. Boy for number 16. Number 17, in considering a special order that will enable a company to make use of present idle capacity. Pag sinabing idle capacity, meron kang excess capacity. So, sa illustration natin kanina, ang capacity mo is 10,000, ginagamit mo 8. So, may idle capacity ka na 2,000. Alin daw dyan yung irrelevant? Okay. Fixed overhead that can be avoided. Relevant yun. Materials, relevant. Depreciation of the factory building. Irrelevant yan. C yung sagot natin. Bakit, sir? Kasi unavoidable fixed cost yan. Kahit anong mangyari, magdi-depreciate ka. Kahit 10,000 na i-produce mo, kahit 8,000, magdi-depreciate ka pa rin. Okay? Direct labor, relevant. So, C sagot natin. 17. Number 18, the minimum special selling price that should be acceptable in a special order is equal to, okay, well, depende. Kapag may capacity, variable cost. Okay? Pag walang capacity, sama mo yung foregone opportunity o yung contribution margin. Well, sagot dito is C, variable cost. Wala naman sinabing foregone opportunity. Okay? So, C ang sagot mo dyan. Minimum selling price sa special order, assuming with excess capacity, variable cost ang sagot mo. C. 19. Production of a special order will increase the contribution margin when the additional revenue from special order is greater than, doon tayo sa dog. Okay? Pag yung in-offer sa'yo na price, mas mataas dun sa relevant cost mo or yung marginal cost. Ano ba ibig sabihin ng marginal? Actually, synonym lang yun ng incremental at differential. So, incremental is the same as differential, is the same as marginal. Okay, magkakamukha lang meaning nun, ha? So, ibig sabihin, pag daw mas mataas yung revenue natin, ibig sabihin yung price kaysa sa marginal cost or yung incremental cost, accept natin yun. Dog yung sagot. 20. Irrelevant cost generally includes sunk cost, yes, irrelevant yan. Historical cost, yes, irrelevant. Allocated cost, irrelevant. Lahat yan. Dog for number 20. Okay, marami theory questions, no? Pero ngayon kaya natin yan. 21. The opportunity cost of making a factory part in factory with excess capacity. There is no alternative use is, pag may excess capacity ka, meron ka bang foregone opportunity? Wala kang opportunity cost. Meron ka lang opportunity cost pag without excess capacity. Dog, sagot mo dyan, 0 for number 21. 22, in evaluating the profitability of a specific organization, all blank would be ignored. C yung sagot mo. Cost allocated to the segment. Again, allocated fixed costs are irrelevant. C sagot mo dyan. Ignore mo lang yan. 23, which of the following is relevant in deciding whether old equipment presently being used should be replaced by new equipment? A, the cost of old equipment. No, sunk cost yun. B, salvage value of the old equipment. Yes. Kasi pag bumili ka ng bagong equipment, yung old equipment pwede mo ibenta. Therefore, future cost yun. Tama? Boy, sagot mo dyan. Book value of old equipment, accumulated depreciation, lahat yan, sunk cost. Boy for number 23. 24, a company is deciding whether or not to replace same old equipment. Which of the following is not considered? Okay, yung A, annual operating cost of the old, and then yung cost of the new equipment, lahat yan, relevant. Okay? Incremental cost yan. Ang hindi mo i-consider yung dog, book value of the old equipment kasi sunk cost yan. Irrelevant yan. Dog for number 24. 25, a company is considering replacing an old equipment with new. Which of the following is relevant? Okay, so yung accumulated depreciation, sunk cost, irrelevant. Cost of the old, irrelevant. Annual operating cost of the new equipment, relevant yan, okay? Lalo na yung decrease ng operating cost mo because of the new equipment, okay? So yung book value of the old, sunk cost, irrelevant. C, sagot natin dyan, alright? 26, the point in the production process when joint products are readily identifiable. Split of point, boy. 27, the cost incurred prior to the split of point. Prior daw, joint cost. Joint cost, we know, irrelevant. Dog, sagot mo, joint cost. 28, when a scarce resource such as space exists in an organization, the criterion that should be used is contribution margin per unit per scarce resource. And 28, C, sagot mo dyan. 29, assuming a company produces 3 products, A, B, and C, it can sell up to 3,000 units of each product. Production capacity is unlimited. Parang yung scenario 1 natin. Unlimited demand, unlimited capacity. The company should produce a product that have the highest contribution margin per... Actually, class, sa number 29, ang nangyari kasi dito, unlimited daw yung production capacity. In this case, wala kang minutes na limitation. Nakuha niyan? Walang minutes na limitation. Therefore, pag ganun, C sagot mo dyan, contribution margin per unit. So sa 29, C yung sagot ha. Pero pag ang nakalagay dyan, class, meron, production capacity is limited. Okay? Ibig sabihin, may limitation tayo ng number of minutes. Ang sagot mo dapat, A. Okay? Ulitin ko, sa 29, A yung isasagot mo pag limited. C isasagot mo pag unlimited. Kasi pag unlimited, produce ka lang ng produce. Okay? Letter C yung sagot mo dyan. Number 30, a manager is attempting to determine whether a segment should be eliminated. Ito. The focus should be on dog tayo, sales minus variable cost or variable expenses minus avoidable fixed cost of the segment. Okay, pag positive, retain. Pag negative, eliminate. Dog for 30. 31, costs which can be eliminated in whole or in part are called avoidable costs. Letter C for number 31. I think yung true or false, hindi pa natin nasagutan. Punta na rin tayo sa true or false. Number 1, information that is related to past events is relevant. False. Irrelevant yan. Sunk cost yan. False for number 1. 2, information that has a bearing on future events is relevant. Yes. True for number 2. 3, a cost may be relevant for one decision but irrelevant for... Yes, that's correct. True for number 3. 4, a future cost that does not vary among alternatives is irrelevant. Yes. Ibig sabihin, hindi daw incremental, hindi differential. Irrelevant yun. True for number 4. Number 5, the outsourcing decision is also referred to as make or buy. That's true. Yung make or buy, ang tawag mo din dyan is outsourcing. Bakit outsourcing? Kasi pag buy from outside, ibig sabihin, nag-outsource ka from outside. Okay? So, that's true. 6, in an outsourcing decision or yung make or buy, unavoidable fixed costs are irrelevant. True yan. Okay? Pag unavoidable, irrelevant. Pag avoidable, relevant. 7, in an outsourcing decision, avoidable fixed costs are irrelevant. False. Relevant. 8, in a special order decision, unavoidable fixed costs are taken into consideration. False. Pag unavoidable, irrelevant, huwag mo na i-consider yan. 9, in a special order decision, the sales price should be sufficient to cover job's variable cost, incremental fixed cost, or yung avoidable fixed cost, and generate a profit. That's correct. True for number 9. Number 10, as a general rule, it is profitable to continue processing after the split of point if their total revenue exceed the joint cost. Mali. If the incremental revenue exceed the incremental cost. Mali na yung total revenue. Dapat incremental revenue. Mali din yung joint cost. Una, yung joint cost, sunk cost yan. Irrelevant yan. Okay? So again, yung decision criteria natin, incremental revenue exceeds incremental cost. So false sa number 10. 11, joint costs are irrelevant in the decision of whether to sell the product or process further. Yes, joint cost, sunk cost yan, irrelevant. 12, in evaluating alternative course of action, a manager should select the alternative that provides the highest incremental benefit. Of course. True for number 12. Number 13, when making a decision to discontinue an operating segment, allocated common costs are not considered. Sabi ko, allocated costs are irrelevant. So true yan. When making, number 40, last one. When making a decision to discontinue an operating segment, avoidable fixed costs are not considered. False. Avoidable fixed costs are considered. False for number 14. Okay, so I think nasagot natin lahat ng nasa handouts. That's it for incremental analysis.